All right, everybody, welcome back to One-and-Done-athon. So, 3 games left. They're all bangers. And next up, we've got shout64 with Master Spy Operative 100%. Take it away.
Thanks, Amy. Hello, everybody. Thank you. This is Master Spy 100% mode. With me, I've got C Average, if you want to say hi.
Yep, hey everyone.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and get started. And 3, 2, 1, go. Split that a little weird. That's okay, though. All right. So, like I said, this is Master Spy. This first mission is going to go pretty quick. There are 5 missions, 10 levels per mission. So, I mean, already we've gone through the first 2. And see, if you want, I'll let you kind of go over basic mechanics.
Yeah, so as you can see, Shout is cloaking, jumping, and rolling. And that's pretty much all of it. The roll is basically a double jump, but it doesn't really give you a ton of extra height. And because this is 100%, Shout just entered what's called a VR level. So these are like bonus levels that you don't have to do, but you can do. And that was actually a little piece of tech there that Shout did, hitting R right as soon as he failed the mission. Normally, if you didn't hit R like immediately, it would kick you back out into the main level. But if you hit it fast enough, it'll just restart this mission instead of kicking you all the way back to the main level.
And you're getting to see that tech quite a few times.
Yeah, no worries. But basically the gist of what Shout is doing is you'll see like key cards around, and each door for the end of the level has a certain number of key cards that have to be picked up, and then the light above the door will turn green. So like there's 1 key card here. We're cloaking to avoid cameras, guards. There are dogs that are really mean that'll try and get you, and there's some other stuff here and there. So I mean, that's kind of the gist of the game. There are a few mechanics that we can explain later on as we get to them. But basically the game's just going to sort of ramp up in difficulty and have different, more difficult mechanics as we go. So, different guards, missiles like we just saw in that VR level, that sort of thing. So we're actually on the last little mission here of chapter 1, or the last room of mission 1, however you want to say it. This is the end of that. So into a cutscene, and that was pretty good. That was pretty solid.
There we go. I got another little skip there as well. There's a results screen after every mission. It just tells you how many times you got caught and your in-game time. Fun little glitch or exploit is you can skip it if you hit enter at right at the first couple frames. But the fun part about that glitch too is if you continue to hit enter and go through the next screen, you soft lock.
Yeah, it's super fun. And actually, fun fact, we just recently changed from using RTA to IGT for this. So now you don't even really have to do it, but Shout's estimate is based on the old RTA timing, so Shout's going to go for those. These are motion detectors, so you have to not move while you're inside them. Super cool. This is kind of the first really hanging point I think a lot of casual players get to, because they don't necessarily understand what the point of these are. But there's a couple clues, you very much can't make it through without stopping, so that's kind of your hint that, hey, you have to stop. And then the guard below also stops in time with the motion sensors. So yeah. Yep.
These enemies here in regular game, you don't actually get them until much later in the run. But they're a little early in the VR mission. They're kind of like boos for Mario. If you don't face them, then they start to chase you.
Yeah, I think we see them at the very end of this mission for the first time.
Yes. Yep, that's right.
Neat little checkpoint grab there. The folders are checkpoints, and that was just a cheeky little grab of the checkpoint without actually going all the way onto the platform.
Yeah. I always try to grab that one if I can, because if I die, there's like a good backup strat for that room without having to totally restart it.
I see some people in chat talking about how this looks like a 1987 NES game. That was super intentional. We're actually both really good friends with the developer, and like it is meant to look like a game that's being played on a CRT, right? And it's super cool. We love it.
There is even a setting to kind of give it like a curvature to look like an old CRT, but I usually disable that for runs.
Yeah, so you'll see these things on the floor here. These are like pressure plates that you can't stand on for too long and you can't land on them too hard. Just like I said, as we go through, each area has its own like new mechanics that it throws in, like any good video game does.
Yep. And you'll see me too doing a lot of cloaking where there's cameras. So like in this one, it's in the top right of the room. But all the cameras will eventually turn around. And then see if you wanted to explain kind of the screen
I know what you're
manipulation
saying.
I'm doing there.
Yeah. So this game's really cycled based. You have probably gathered that by this point. And you can reset the cycles by entering and exiting a room. But you can still move while the screen is transitioning. So that's what's going on here. While the screen is still transitioning, you can kind of get ahead of the cycle so that you can do this all in one quick cycle. That was unfortunate. And there's more things that we can do with that. In other levels, we'll kind of use that to unload some like doors and stuff so that we can like avoid picking up some keys and that sort of thing. So you'll see a lot of screen transition stuff throughout the run. This is really cool. It doesn't look super intentional, but it's definitely intentional that you can do this sort of like, it's almost like a sequence break. You skip the entire mission by making that super tight jump. And here's where we'll see those ninjas that follow you if you're not looking at them for the first time. And then they're actually like a mechanic in this next section. Cool. This is probably the mission summary skip that is the most susceptible to soft locking, and I think it's because there's one less cutscene on this one than there's the other one, so it's the one that's most susceptible to soft locks. This is cool. You can phase through floors if you do a really tight double jump roll, and that obviously gets abused a lot throughout the run as well, because why wouldn't it? It's super good.
Yep.
Now we have this new mechanic, which is these falling floors.
Yep, and this gets used a ton in this level. Another fun thing, I'll try to point it out next time it happens. A lot of these guards, like this one right here, he kind of like, they'll scratch or like they'll smoke a cigarette or they'll do something and you have like a tiny little window where you can uncloak because they won't see you because they're doing, the scratch or the smoke or whatever.
Yep. Yeah, super like subtle but nice touch that Chris, the developer, added into the game. Shout out to Chris. He's been great about this. Like I said, we're both friends with him. We both know him really well, but he's been like super supportive of the community. Even like occasionally tweaked some things like after getting feedback on us, like, hey, this level doesn't feel super fair. There's some stuff that's kind of weird. And so like, he'd fix it, which like the game is meant to be challenging. So I highly recommend that everyone go out and buy this game. It's not very expensive and it is a wonderful video game, but it is going to be a challenge. Like it is not an easy video game by any means, but if you're a fan of precision platformers, I mean, it's amazing. And the most recent update, like there haven't been a ton of updates to the game, but one of them that was added was a couple of easier difficulties. So this difficulty called Operative used to be known as Novice, and it was the easiest difficulty. After a couple years of people saying that the game was too hard, Eventually, a difficulty was added that then became novice, and this difficulty became operative. There's even a difficulty called narrative, which is literally just you can go through the game and nothing hurts you, as far as I'm aware. I'm pretty sure just you can just go through the game and it's totally fine. There's the first door clip. So using that screen transition, that was really good. Went through the door. We'll see some more cool screen transition stuff here.
Yeah, this level, you are meant to go the opposite direction.
Yeah,
but,
we did this one completely backwards, which I think is what I did casually too. Like, I think I did this one totally wrong casually, but
yeah, but because of that screen buffer, you can get ahead and skip those. And that was another example.
That guy was smoking. Yep. Here you can do, this one's really cool. You can do one of those floor clips, but from like another ledge, and like it's really neat. It's pretty tight, but it's, you know, really good because you skip all three guards and some saws. And here's another floor clip here.
And you'll notice too, I don't think you'd mentioned this yet. You'll see me jumping a lot when I'm just like when there's a flat plane to walk across. We found that jumping and double jumping is the faster method of just walking. So you save a little bit of time there. And then you'll see
that was a nice little triple jump.
Yeah. If you're fast enough, I don't know what the frame window is for it, or if your computer is really laggy, you can pretty easily get that extra roll in there. That's pretty fun. Let me go for another skip. Didn't get it.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get this fun little grade at the end of every mission. If you're not a speedrunner, you get a lot of really bad grades because you die a lot. And you know, sometimes if you're a bad, washed-up speedrunner like me, you still get bad grades. So yeah, this is a really cool. This is mission 4, right? The factory. It's both the coolest and also most frustrating, in my opinion, area. Lots of cool robots and plunger platforms that are really obnoxious sometimes. Also, the most difficult area for the Blind Master difficulty. Once you beat the game, you unlock a difficulty called Blind Master, which basically imagine, the same video game, except you can only see a small circle where Master Spy is. And that's all you can see. Game's pretty hard that way. I've actually never beaten it. I think, Shout, you've done runs of it, right? There's a couple people that have done runs of Blind Master, and it's ridiculous.
I did a run of it. I think I did. Yeah. I did the one, and that was enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
There's also a little clip here. Hey, I got it. It doesn't save you a ton of time, but you can get ahead a cycle of some of those obstacles.
Yeah, that was a really good example there of the screen transition and letting you get ahead of a cycle, because you were right up on that robot after that transition there, because of the little manipulation.
Yeah, I tried to go for an early cycle. This is my one chance to show this off at the show. I gotta go for some stuff.
Yeah, that's true. One and then done. So.
Yep. This is another screen transition that I'm gonna skip it. You can skip ahead of one of those guys, but.
So this is, I think, the first time we see these missiles outside of the VR level where they were introduced, which was way back, like the second VR level. They don't normally look like that. Because Shout did the VR level, it changed the sprite for the missile, which is really neat. If you do the VR levels, they also change the cutscenes that you see throughout the game. So 100% is also like true ending because of that, which is really neat. Just nice little touch. This is a labor of love game, so you get a lot of nice little touches like that.
Yeah, the whole point of speedrunning this game, or the focus of it, is all just beating the cycle in the level. You can wasted it.
No, this doesn't look as hard as it is.
Yeah, this is another one
Ooh,
where
I don't think I've ever seen that. That was slick.
yeah, you can do the floor clip there. It literally saves 0 time because you still have to wait for the obstacles to get out of your way, but it's just like, have it under my fingers now.
Yeah. So this game was run back at SGDQ 2018, and during that run, Obi and I had a conversation about how Obi just plays the game one-handed, like just arrow keys. That's how, or I think just WASD is how Obi plays.
Oh, yeah.
One of the two. Either way, one-handed. I, on the other hand, play arrow keys and spacebar. Is how I've always done it. So how do you shout control Master Spy?
I do the same as well. I also use the C button. We'll do the cloak as well.
Oh, yeah.
And for the when I'm trying to get the results screen skip, I'll use the X button as also a jump. So just to try and do it real fast.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, I'm all arrow keys and space bar. So up in space if I'm mashing for cutscene skip, and then I just hit down arrow for my cloak all the time. But yeah, it's like, and then you can also play on controller. I know one of the original runners of the game, SNES West, played on controller, which just boggles my mind. I don't know how you could do that. But yeah, it's so super friendly game as far as control schemes are concerned. Oh, here we go. Here comes like the biggest, wildest screen transition.
Biggest skip in the game, if you can get it. Yep, first try, baby.
Yeah, just skip 4 rooms. Why not? It's awesome. That was really good.
Thank you. All right, and so since we've talked about the story, not at all so far, at the end of this cutscene, Master Spy is presumed to be dead. And then you see, Master Spy, he's dead.
Is dead.
But also, maybe he's not.
Yeah. And actually, you will end up getting a taste of the Blind Master mode during this level. I forgot about that. At the very end, you'll end up getting a taste of what that would look like. And you can just imagine playing the entire game that way. Yeah. Fun fact, there's an Easter egg on this level if you go all the way to the right. So just when you buy this game after this run, or during this run, go buy it right now, actually. Amy, I know you're buying it wherever you're at. Go to the right there and check out the little Easter egg. These dogs are the worst. They're so fast.
Listen, you can't out me that like that.
This is another fun skip, if we can get it, where we'll clip through this door before it's loaded onto the screen. There we go.
Yeah. And this is also a level that Chris changed after getting feedback from us, adding another platform. Those little sparkly things that you're seeing now, the like little containers of sparkles, those make you get caught if you're cloaked inside of them. So again, we're at kind of the pinnacle of the game now. We're towards the end here, so we're starting to get some really difficult, things like these orbs that chase us, which don't seem terrifying, except for when you have to stand still to hack a computer and you haven't failed during the mission because you're a speedrunner, and you have a bunch of them chasing you. Sharks are also terrible. This guy's the worst.
This one actually is the worst. I think this is my most hated spot right here in the whole game.
Yeah, because you have to try and get up onto those platforms, and he's in a tiny tank, so like he can get you pretty easily.
Another interesting thing about those orbs that chase you, they are the only enemy that's persistent across screens in the game. So if like the one I just activated, see he's going to come up into this screen and follow me up until I either beat the level or die. And so we'll see.
Beat the level or beef the level, if you will.
Yeah. There's one spot in particular here in a couple levels. It's my favorite to get in one shot if I can, just because one that's on the first screen will follow you all the way to the end of the level if you don't die.
Yeah, I guess something that we never really mentioned that Shout's just been doing and we never talked about it is like jumping, cloaking, and what is it? It's cloak, single jump, uncloak, double jump, and then cloak again on your way down. Because you can't double jump while cloaked. You only get your single jump while cloaked. Also, here's what Blind Master Spy looks like, except for the entire video game. So as you can imagine, things like the factory with projectiles, a little difficult with this mode. Luckily, this is just a small taste of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's, anyway, back to the tech. That's probably the most difficult and really only tech thing in the run is that starting from a cloaked stake, jumping, uncloaking so that you can roll, and then cloaking again. That takes a little work.
Yeah, this is the level I was talking about here in the top left corner. You see the one orb came in, that it started and followed me all the way from the beginning of the level. This is the last level. In a perfect world, time's going to come up here in just a minute.
In just a little bit, yeah.
All right, and then the big enemy of this game, Gale, we're going to chase him out. All right, time is coming up on the next screen. And time.
Nice. And as you can see, if you're fast enough, you can get ahead of Gale. You're not necessarily supposed to be able to do that, but yeah, so that was a really good run. We'll get through some of these cutscenes here. We don't want to spoil these nice, 100% exclusive cutscenes, but we do want to see what the final time was.
Yeah.
So, nice. 1857.
Not terrible.
Not bad.
No.
So, and you can see we did 8 out of 8 VR levels. So that is the 100%. So yeah, Shout. Why don't you tell the people where they can find you? And watch maybe more Master Spy.
Yeah, maybe a little more Master Spy. So on Twitch, you can find me at Devin L. Cheney. Same on Twitter as well. I don't stream too often, but when I do, I do Master Spy runs, and I also do a bit of music producing. It's something I like to do on the side for fun. So, you can find me there. Again, GDQ, thank you guys for having me. Thanks for commentating with me. Thanks for letting me show off this game. To my knowledge, this is the first time 100% has been shown anywhere outside of my stream. So, very happy to get the opportunity to share it.
Yeah, awesome run.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
I'm gonna plug while you're here watching GDQ, friends. Make sure you come back every day for Hotfix shows as well, because they're really cool and awesome. I'm sure Amy has plugged them plenty as well, though, so I'm not going to worry about it too much.
Well, I'll do it again. Both C and I run a Hotfix show. C runs one called What's Faster, where he races two similar games in theme or in style, and sees which one is faster. And I run a show called Aimbot. It's all about FPSs, so I love the FPS games. But it's time for Mr. Shouts. Thank you and goodbye forever. I love those little missiles that say dead when you shoot them, so I drew a little one on the board for you, just for you.
Perfect. Thank you.
And goodbye forever.
It's been real.
All right. Well, we're getting down to it. Only 2 left, but stay tuned. The train is going by right outside, so I'm going to mute my mic really fast, but we'll be going to a break, and we'll be right back with Star Wars Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2.